Tonight on It's the Law, what do you do if your wages are garnished without your knowledge? We have a viewer question about this. Carolyn writes, my wages have been garnished due to an old credit card debt over 10 years ago. The papers from the court were served to an address that I was not residing at the time and given to someone on my behalf. Is this legal? I did not get the papers to answer the sermon, and the garnishment was rendered anyway. Can you please provide some answers? I was told that I could file a letter of traverse. Here to talk about this and tell us if it's legal is our legal expert, Attorney Jay Davis. Jay, welcome back. It's been a while.
It's been a little bit.
A couple weeks. So first, explain a little bit to our viewers what if wage garnishment. Tell us how that works.
Wage garnishment is just you get a salary from your employer, whoever that might be, and somebody has a judgment against you, some type of judgment that you owe them money, and they petition a judge to have your employer be required to take some of the money up to a certain percent out from your salary.
So they can reach into your paycheck basically and take it if you supposedly owe that.
That's
now,
right.
In her case, in Carolyn's case, is it legal if they garnished her wages without her knowledge? She didn't live at the address.
Well, is it legal is a kind of a loose term. What she needs to do is she needs to challenge the underlying judgment, and that would be the next.
Well, it sounds like someone responded to the papers at her old address that wasn't hers. So,
well,
in that case, what would happen?
For a lawsuit, you have to be served personally. For a lawsuit of this nature, it requires a personal service generally. So if there was not some sort of legitimate service, then she would have to test out. Now, if she was living there and somebody accepted on her behalf and she responded, she would have to prove whatever that situation was.
Okay, because I've heard of this happening to other people where, you know, they have no idea this is going to happen to them because they never got the notification.
Well, that's why when you get a garnishment, you'll typically be given notice of the garnishment prior to actually receiving the paycheck where it will be coming out. So that gives you a period of time to start to contest it if you think that you have some right to do so.
Now, for Carolyn, can she file a letter of traverse? What is that, and what does that
That's
mean?
a petition to the court to try to argue that garnishment is not valid for some reason, and she could do that.
Okay, and that would help her case, essentially?
Well, if she could prove that to be true, they might withhold that and hold the money to determine where the money should go and whether or not it was valid. And if she won the argument, then there would be no garnishment.
Okay, and real quick, what if you are the person who receives this garnishment notification? What do you do so that the person who's getting threatened with garnishment won't have the situation that Carolyn has?
You mean if you're the employer?
Well, if you're the person, if you live, say for example, you live at Carolyn's old address, and you receive the papers.
I think the person at the old address received the papers on the original notice of suit. Carolyn probably got sued at some other address notice. Apparently, she got correct notice that she was getting the garnishment. So her problem was that her original suit, somebody got the notice of it, and she never knew the suit existed at all until it showed up on a garnishment. That's
okay. Just wanted to be clear on that.
So if you get notice for somebody else, you either better make sure it gets to that person or don't accept notice on behalf of someone else.
Yeah, very, very important.
The best thing would be not to accept it for them.
Yeah. All right, Jay, thanks so much. And if you have a legal question like Carolyn, you can send it to us at itsthelaw@41nbc.com. We will answer it right here on the air.